I think we're ready, Charles. You want to kick it off
Ready to
here?
kick us off? Yeah. All right. So welcome to our second SiteMap Feature Friday. This topic today is the secret to importing content. The previous was on exporting content. You've got myself. I am Charles Taylor, the vertical market segment leader for the national SiteMap team. And then Nate, I'll let you go ahead and do an intro.
Yeah, Nate Stair. I'm the market segment leader here at SiteMap. I act as an account executive, so I help support the teams on our pro and team subscriptions. So, yeah, excited to chat with y'all here today.
So, like I was saying, the topic of today is importing content. The idea, why do we do these Feature Fridays? The SiteMap platform has a broad list of functionality, and so we felt like it would be beneficial to go ahead and just set these quick kind of weekly opportunities for users to be able to see how we kind of envision the functionality, how to use it, get into a step-by-step process and breakdown of each of those features, provide some use cases, and then give users an opportunity to ask questions at the end so that we can kind of help use it to its full potential. Platform today that we're using for the call is called Demio. It's interactive, so if you have any questions you want to ask before the Q&A, please type them directly into the chat, and we'll answer it as soon as we can. And then during the Q&A, we will invite you on stage so you can ask questions in person for a live discussion. We want to encourage interaction on these. We feel like it's beneficial for both you and for us. First, felt like it would be beneficial to know just the degree of use for our attendees. So I guess just to kick it off, how familiar are you with SiteMap? Got a list of options here, and like we were saying, just please populate whatever the best fit answer is for you into the chat. It'll help us kind of gauge experience in the platform and then kind of point our class today. I'll give you a few seconds to go ahead and get that answered. Next up, so what does data mean to you? For us, we developed the platform, and data can mean so many different things to so many different people. We feel like a good kind of definition of it is information that you would use to benchmark and help influence the decision-making process, share that information, so on and so forth. So with that, we would kind of appreciate, what does data mean to you? I'll give you a few seconds to answer in the chat.
It looks like everyone that responded so far said they have a little familiarity with SiteMap, so that's a good thing.
Okay, good to know. And then for our benefit, what is the one thing you want SiteMap to do for you as a user? I'll give you a few seconds to go ahead and populate the answer into the chat. Oh, we have another one. So lastly, also beneficial to us, do you find SiteMap easy to use? Yes, no, unsure. This helps us understand how the features, how intuitive they are. All right. I think we've got some good information for today from the audience. So the topic today is importing content. So what is the secret? What's the secret sauce to getting content into SiteMap? It's a pretty easy process. And so I'm going to hand it over to Nate to walk the field through that process.
Yeah, it's really a pretty straightforward process. I'm here to help support and guide you in this conversation. But when we talk about importing, oftentimes we're talking about files. So basically, you just email over your request. It'll come to myself on the support team. We'll help walk you through exactly what you need there. But, there's many different file types and all that. So we'll take that information, figure out what file type we want to import. and then bring that in, in the most accurate way into the platform. So that way you'll be able to compare and contrast maybe GPRS findings, versus maybe what's on an as-built, and which we know oftentimes isn't all that accurate. So it's just a quick 3-step process. Really fairly simple. We can do this within, a couple hours typically. So when you submit your request, I would say, that day we could get you, basically where you can visualize your import there. So there's a couple, this is a process. There's a couple of different steps we follow, but we can aggregate, this data that we're bringing in, version it. There's many different file types. Like I said, there's DWG CAD files. We have raster imagery, and just there's all kinds of different forms. So we version that data, get it into something we can work with, and something that you're comfortable with working with, so that we can really give you that complete look at your infrastructure. So what we've typically been importing so far, we're looking at drone imagery. So this is pretty common. Sites often change, and you're looking at that. You want that live look at your site. We can bring that information in a 2D format, ortho. We can also do a 3D rendering of that drone image. We really specify those drone flies up front, and we really give you exactly what you're looking for as far as that live current snapshot of your site. We can bring in other types of imports as well. So other types of files like topographical maps, record drawings, really any drawing format that you want to view. We will get that into a PDF type format and get that to visualize right in SiteMap. The last thing that we are bringing in is also models, 3D models, point cloud, all those types of 3D models. That's another import that we're bringing in as well. So we take all this information, we can tag, geotag, we can cross-reference this information so that you have ease of access to what we've imported. Everything we bring in is layered, so we can annotate right there on the map to give you ease of access to these imports. So it's a really straightforward process. So we'll take a little look here at a couple samples before we jump into a live look at the platform. This is a standard drone fly where we've gone through and we've flown the site. You can see here, you can see better see structures, equipment that's on the surface, as well as our GPRS overlay as well. So that's all the different colored line work there. That's locates that GPRS is completed at this specific site. But again, it's a crystal clear image that we can bring in. If you were to zoom in, you can see there's actually on the east side of this scan here, you can actually see an individual standing beside his truck. You can see items on his dash in his truck and all that. So it's really meant to be able to grab the information and just really accurately view right on the screen. So that's a typical output on a 2D drone. If you go to the next one, Charles. This is a topo. So we brought in some topographical information, as a background. We can bring that in as a solid white background. We can also, I'll show you the options in SiteMap here in just a minute, but we can actually dim the background so you can actually see some of the background features come in on the aerial image there. So, there again, you're seeing our line work. Elevations are really critical at many sites, and this is another great item to import. Lastly, for our examples here, I'll show you, your typical as-built. This has the buildings labeled. You're going to have parking features and a little bit of underground in there. So you can really reference that information to the colored information, what GPRS is verifying as existing conditions on site. This is a great thing to reference. Some of these older as-builts, they may not be that accurate, but they do hold very good information. And oftentimes it's building footprints is really what our clients are trying to reference on that drawing there. So those are the three main types there. I'm actually going to jump into, I'm going to steal the screen from you here, Charles. And maybe. Still getting familiar with this platform here, but Did that visualize okay? You able to see that?
Yep, looks good on my end.
Awesome. So if, just based on the polls, some of you are familiar with SiteMap, it renders very similar to a Google Earth, but you have the aerial imagery. What we've actually done for this specific client is we've imported this drone fly. So we've actually geolocated that and placed that accurately on the map for reference. So you can zoom in, on a specific area. You can see the parking lines. This is actually a client image that they provided us. We actually do our own flies, where we can actually bring in different types of drones, give you better quality as well. But this is the image that we're working with here today. So like I said, the information is layered. We can also bring in GPRS line work. So really, if there's new buildings on site, those buildings will show, based on the current drone imagery. It's a really great thing to reference and all that. So that's one layer.
Yep. We reference control points when we do the drone flights as well. So you get an added kind of degree of accuracy as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, that's a great point, and that's really going to help us grab that import and place it, as accurate as possible onto, right into SiteMap there. So yeah, it's a great point. Thanks, Charles. So yeah, we've also brought in other types. So this is a topo that the client provided us. It's colored. It's got different features on there. And again, if you can turn, since all the information is layered, you can turn on and off the colored line work here. I'm leaving it off just for keep things clean for now, but other types of information as well. So maybe this client wanted to bring in their older underground drawing. They didn't know how accurate it was. They didn't know how useful it was. We actually did a full site locate for that purpose to verify what was there and then also locate the newer lines as well. So in this specific example, you can see that some of the lines are accurate, but there's a lot that's on here that was not on that original as-built drawing. So again, it can be great reference, and all that. So a couple different things here. We can shut all this off. I can actually dim the background a little bit so you can actually see the line work over the aerial image as well. So just another way to view the information, nice in a nice layered way. And all that. So yeah, we come in and we can layer information. I had mentioned we got just a couple minutes here, but I did want to kind of go through. We had mentioned models and deliverables like that. So yeah, we can bring in a point cloud. We can actually get that to render and visualize so that you can use that information and access that information just at the click of your fingertips there. So I'm not a super CAD user or anything, but you can see SiteMap is really easy and intuitive to use. Someone like me can go in there and grab the information I need, just with a couple clicks here. So I did want to leave a little bit of time for some questions. I don't know, Charles, did you want to, I don't know if there were, I didn't monitor the chat there, so I don't know if there's any questions that came in, but.
Let me just, can you see my screen?
It's coming.
Got it. Yeah, so we wanted to leave a couple minutes available at the end to answer any questions that anybody had through the presentation. So if you've got anything you'd like us to kind of run through or cover, please just populate it into the chat and we'll run through it.
Okay, there's a question that came in here on the chat. Can imported data be annotated or tagged for easier searching? Yes, we can actually take a geotag, attach a link or a file to it so you can access it right there on the map. The example I had pulled up, I don't actually have an example of that, but yeah, we just geotag a pin and we attach the information there. You can leave notes and things like that. So we're, again, SiteMap support is here to help you gain access to that information, but that's a great question. So I'm actually going to attach in the handouts here. Let me grab a file. Basically, if you have not created an account, a SiteMap account, you can do that. There's no charge to create a free account, but you can go in there and set yourself up and actually use the GIS platform. When GPRS does locates for you, those locates will populate in the system. Yeah, if you're in the chat, if you click on the handouts, there's actually a download in there that it's a smart PDF that can take you through some videos and walk you through an instructional step-by-step, basically to get your account set up there. So.
Yeah, so we're also trying to drive attendance to these to raise awareness about SiteMap and its features. So we put together just kind of a little promotion. Each time you attend one of these 15-minute Feature Fridays, you'll get your name put in a hat, a theoretical hat. And we've got a couple of prizes here. So at the end of the year, we'll basically pull a name, and first place. So each time you attend, you'll get your name populated into it, so increasing the chances that you win. First place is you get a SiteMap Pro access for a year. Second place, you'll get a team for one person for a year. And then third place, you'll get a Starbucks gift card. So please, if you have a spare 15 minutes on a Friday, jump in and go through some features with us. And like Nate was saying, if you found the content today interesting, please download and log into the system, or you can feel free to email or call Nate or myself. And if there's anything you wanted to just kind of cover one-on-one, we can definitely help you with that as well.
I'm answering a couple questions here on the chat and all that. So I don't know if you're monitoring that, but yeah, we're kind of going back and forth. We had a question come in about dropping photos. That's the same as a drawing, really. We can bring in, we can geotag a file, right to the map. So our SiteMap support, I was actually explaining this in the chat, but our SiteMap support can actually do that for you. So if you have specific photos, with the Pro subscription, we can actually bring those in and drop those on the site. GPRS, when we come out and do locates, we take pictures ourselves, and those are automatically geotagged. You'll see the little camera icon right on your screen where you can access those photos, that our GPRS project manager has taken. So you'll see those on the camera icon, but we can bring in external photos as well.
Nate, do we have any more questions popping up in the chat?
I'm just going back and forth, but no, that was just, I'm answering the photo question actually at the moment here. So, but we definitely appreciate you all jumping on here. I'll hang out here for a little bit for additional questions. Charles, I think you have a couple minutes here to hang out for a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Yeah, so the question is about bringing photos in. So to bring client photos in, again, like I said, GPRS photos that we take when we do data collection, those photos are automatically uploaded and populated in SiteMap. But our clients are not able to bring in photos on their own. You'd have to go through SiteMap support, but we can walk you through that process. If you have specific photos that you're trying to drop on site, let's say you've taken a picture of a corner of a building or maybe an open trench or something like that, and you want to drop that into the system, with a SiteMap Pro subscription, you can actually, we'll bring that information in for you. It's in development for our clients to take pictures and upload on their own. That feature is not quite released yet, but that's definitely something that we are developing here for a future feature. Looks like we've invited Luke on stage. If you would like to ask Luke. I don't know how this works. This is a newer platform, so I think your video just pops on, but you should have gotten an invite to jump on stage. if you feel comfortable doing that. Otherwise, we can go through the chat. We can do it that way as well.
Okay, I think I'm on now. Okay.
Yes, there we go.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
All right. Yeah, thanks for addressing the photo question. I did have another one I was starting to type. Maybe I
Sure.
missed it at the beginning. I came in a couple minutes late, but one thing, and we don't have Pro, and that's probably what you're going to say I need to do. It was basically the cost of our site locate. We're a pretty small site, so it was kind of like, oh man, it was a kind of a tall order for us to go to the Pro level when it kind of was a similar price of what we spent to do the site locate. But
Sure.
my second question is, one thing we found we haven't had to use it is mainly just for documenting, kind of getting some information out of people who aren't around anymore, aren't around frequently, just kind of a farm site that we have over history, built up a whole bunch of different stuff. Anyway, the one challenge we've had, besides being able to make notes or, hey, we just added this trench for something, and oh, we've got this picture of a new well going in, can we add that in here, type thing. But yeah, the background imagery is very poor in our basic version, so it's kind of like, yeah, I can bring this up, but and I know I could look at the GPS location, but it would be really helpful to have, yeah, better background imagery to say, okay, where is this from the kind of basic background image that's there from, I don't know, 2000s Google Earth or whatever it is
Sure.
like not useful. So, and I think you were explaining a little bit of the stuff you can bring in, and I probably missed a couple minutes of it, but
Yeah, we can. Yeah, just to kind of touch on that, we can actually use a drone and fly to update that. It's really beneficial that after GPRS comes in and we do the locate and we lay color flag paint on the ground, we can actually fly a drone, and the drone will have resolution to actually pick up those marks for permanent. And then obviously you're going to have the updated aerial image as well. And that is something that we can, bring into the platform with a subscription there. So, and we have other plans that, I know there's the Pro offering, but if you as an individual, if you want access into the platform and you're wanting to import and things like that, that is a conversation that we can have, and we can get you access that you need as an individual. So that's something we're willing to work through to help you out on that.
Have you used the mobile app before?
we have it on one of the iPads here at our facility, so we haven't done it a ton. It was mainly, it's not like, oh, every day we need to go on and check something. It was more kind of historical documentation of where things are at as older generation leaves the farm, kind of thing. So that's kind of what we had it for. So it's not like even multiple times a week that's kind of maybe a question a month. Say, hey, where is that? What's happening over here? So we haven't used it a ton yet. It was more kind of capturing what was there and getting some information kind of documented. So if there is an emergency or, hey, power's out in this critical building for livestock, where do we need to look for that versus having to figure it out, type thing. So
Yeah, that's a big part of the reason that we actually developed the platform. That seems to be a common theme, where you've got someone that was intimately involved or managing different components, infrastructure, and on their way out, they want to leave their replacement with a way to locate all the things that they just naturally know where they are.
mm-hmm.
And so the mobile app's helpful, especially when you pair it with a drone flight, because we align our RTK locates with control points on site.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take your mobile device, kind of like Google, you've probably seen this already, but it'll show you where you are on site in relation to those lines. And with the drone flight and then the ground control point alignment, it shows you where you are in relation to your lines in pretty extreme detail, within just a couple feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since we already had our on-site locate, whatever, back in March, so we don't have those lines on the ground anymore. If we wanted either a drone footage or just a better background, if we only would just wanted a better background image that was geolocated to it, is that something you can do, or we have to come do the drone, or like what levels of options are there?
We can align. Oh, go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, no, I think you had it there. Yeah, we can bring in the information, with if you have an image, an updated image, we can bring that in, or again, we can fly it. We put little targets on the ground so that we can align it and georeference it. But yeah, we'll access that information with the drone fly.
Okay.
Our line work is located to a specific location, and then if you could kind of picture that the image is in support of that, so we would align the location of the image that we collect to the actual location of the line. So it's not going to be in relation to the image that you're currently seeing in SiteMap, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay. And if we wanted to explore having a drone flight at some point, what's the best way to should I reach out to the tech who came out, or who's the best person to talk to about that?
Would you mind just dropping your email
Yeah,
in the
sure.
chat, and Nate or I will reach out to you and
Yep.
figure out kind of exactly what we're wanting to put together for you, and we can run point on that for you.
Sure. Well, yeah, thanks for the back and forth, guys. I know you weren't scheduled to be on this long, but appreciate it.
No, that's great.
No, we really appreciate the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, before we jump off, does anyone else have any other questions or anything we can touch on for you? All right, I think that's it. So we went quite a ways over there, but we appreciate all the engagement, and yeah, it was great jumping on here with you guys. We will have another Feature Friday next week, so we're looking forward to being back with you next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Everybody have a great weekend.
See you.